Pretty crazy.
Oh crap! What did I do? I pressed something.
Oh, you seem to be all right. You probably
Okay.
just adjusted
Oh,
your webcam where your webcam is now up higher. No.
I pressed the record thing.
Oh,
I guess
I
it doesn't
did.
matter.
I hit the record thing. Does it show it
Okay.
on your deal too?
Yeah, it just shows recording in that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hit the record button just
All
to
right, so
let you know we're recording as well as, and then I'll let us go live here. And I was trying to see if I could put the logo up too. Like, if there's a way that I can. I'm gonna try to see if I can do that here first before we go live. Just sorry. Because then if we have our logo up here, then we can.
oh, look at that! I got my microphone right there.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. That way we know you're talking to a microphone at least, right?
That's right. It looks the way it should look, you know.
Yeah. Oh no,
Right.
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Right.
Oh,
If I look at, I'm looking at you right now on the screen.
sure.
Do I look okay? Am I looking the right way, or
Well,
looks okay?
you seem fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We just gotta kind of just figure out here. I just wish there's a way I could just put like a see virtual backgrounds. What's a virtual background? Shared background, group photo, name tag, shared background. I wonder if I need to go into my settings and all real quick too. Because I noticed that there was a thing here. Somewhere in the settings. Or I'm aware. Where I could probably all these things that just pop up in my mind here. Background and effects here. I have a green screen, mirror by video filters. Because you can do anything you want, like in your settings, you can have your background be however you want it to be. There's like a bunch of options and stuff. You know. It doesn't just have to be blur or anything like that. And you can do like if you want to be like, oh yeah, we're on TV, so hey,
Whoa,
welcome everybody. We're on TV.
Actually, that's pretty cool.
That's actually all in your settings. It's all under
So
background
you choose virtual background and
yeah. So I mean, if you want, so if you're on the beach, or yeah, I'm on the fucking beach here in Roseville, Minnesota. I'm on the fucking beach here. You know, if you want to wear hats, you can wear a hat. You know, like howdy, sure.
God dang it, I like this.
Yeah.
See, I've done it on Twitch
Uh-huh.
for like OBS Studio and stuff, and I can't.
Oh, sure.
Like, I'm sure you can do it on there. I just can't figure it out.
I mean, must ask you or whatever. I must ask you a question. It's just little weird things, you know. We we're in France.
Ooh, yes, that's what I want right there.
If you want to. Yeah. We're still loading.
Oh my God, I love it.
We're not ready yet. We're still loading, everybody. Still loading. We'll get there. I mean, so it just is lots of options. I mean, whatever you want. Hey, happy Pride.
Whatever you want, man. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't care. I mean, hey, there's an audience. We're on the big screen now. I'm in a movie. I don't know. It's just fun stuff anyway. But I'll just use a regular background for now. I just was thinking that there's a way that I could just like add like our logo to this conversation, but I just I'll have to mess around with some more later, but we're good.
Trying to make sure, like when we did it the other night, I didn't have you like on my feed somehow. I thought it automatically did when you tagged me, but I guess I had to like approve it or something.
Yeah.
So I finally did get it up there, but it wasn't up there live. So I just want to make sure.
That's about right.
I want to make sure it's live tonight.
That's about right. Zoom is totally different than like Skype and everything, but I like it because it seems like it picks up audio better, but now it's just a part about picking up our actual live audio, you know, like our audio as it is. So
no, it's totally fine, man. It's fine.
Okay, let's see that.
Oh, hey, I see myself on your feed. Are we live? We're live now.
We're getting to live now. Yeah. I just want to share it a little real quick here with my Facebook group here, and then and you can share it too. I mean, there's a way if you see the link or whatever, you can copy and paste it, do whatever you want to do. Pretty easy, or I'll send you the link here. You can just copy and paste what you.
Okay.
What you
So
have.
we've started now.
We're technically started, but I'm still messing around here.
But we're live on Facebook, right?
Try to get an audience anyway, is what we're trying to do. Wait for some people to come in and
Looks
see
like
what
there's
we're
somebody
doing.
on.
That's probably, and it won't tell us who's live, so we don't know. We can't like interact with everybody like the way that we should.
All right,
But,
what are we talking about? You got to do the intro now. You got to do
my intro.
your
Okay,
intro
well,
or whatever it is.
let me share this real quick with my group here, and then we'll get going. It's okay that we're at the right time. We got plenty of time. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right here.
We got some juicy topics to talk about. So
absolutely.
I'm excited about it.
Oh, I am too, because I was thinking of what we could talk about, and since this week has been, at least for me anyway, I don't know about you, but for me, it's been kind of a crazy week. There's a lot of things going on and everything.
I can't even begin to tell you how crazy this week has been. I will not get into details, but it was crazy.
All right, let me just share it here. Share. And then let's see here, share it to my group. All you people that are on the page here, they're listening, come on in and come on in and enjoy. Welcome to Let's Talk About That.
So what is that? What's
that,
the first topic on
that? Well, let's kind of explain what we're kind of doing here for those that are here that are joining us live or seeing the feed or whatever. I'm Frankie Slauson, and along with my co-host Ryan Huddle, and we're two guys that love media and love news and love just love to talk about things that sound interesting to us anyway, as far as the things that we enjoy and things that we feel need to be talked about out there.
And I think Northwest Minnesota will be a topic. That's where we're both at, and maybe like a top story of the day or something, and talk a little bit about music and I don't know, whatever. If anybody else has a interesting topic to talk about, we can opine about it.
Sure. I mean, for the most for people that are tuned in or whatnot, this show is basically just it's a variety of things. We'll talk about a variety of topics. Some weeks we might have a guest, like last week we had Sunday Wild.
Yeah,
that was interesting. I mean, even though she had some single issues or not, but the interview turned out pretty well, I thought, for the most part. I went back and rewatched it a couple of times, and it was good. I
got some good feedback on it. A couple of folks gave me good feedback on it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And what we're trying to do as well is most of these episodes or all these episodes will also be on the Patreon site, my Patreon page. Try to get some people to come in my support what I do as a it's a hobby, but it's like something that a lot of people that know me know that I've always wanted to do stuff in broadcasting, and it's been hard for people like me to get a job in the radio business. Somehow, some reason, a lot of the local stations around here will not give me a chance to announce. They say we don't have enough jobs for you right now. We don't have anything available, but yet there are other people who work at the stations that are doing those jobs, and yet they don't have room for little old me. Oh, come on, give me a break.
It's all politics.
Yeah, it's all politics and
that's
bullshit,
my theory
more
on
or
it.
less.
It's radio politics.
Yeah, radio politics. Some of the people who watch this will probably hate me for saying this, but I think it's mostly all bullshit and anything else. The way things have changed. Like, okay, I understand if you're in a bigger area and you want to go the way of automation and all that stuff, like to make sure there's less live people or whatever, or have somebody do the talking, make it seem like you're actually in the studio but you're not really there. Well, when you're in a small station, you shouldn't need stuff like that. You should want anybody that's interested in radio, especially the ones that want to volunteer or want to take part in what you do. I would figure that it would be easy for people to just go ahead and do live stuff at
Yeah.
their own radio stations. But even the small stations want to be just like the big stations, and even though they're always constantly doing small things, they're not doing anything big that
Right.
they did a couple years ago.
Well, isn't it so different now? I mean, the landscape has changed, like the world has changed with the digital media, things on the internet. People are taking TV shows to the internet. People are, radio on the internet. You got Spotify, you got whatever. And the traditional radio experience over the airwaves, I don't know. I rarely listen to radio.
Well,
Maybe if
yeah.
I'm in the car, maybe if I'm going somewhere in the car, that's it.
I I don't know. It's hard for me to enjoy our radio anymore because I just and we'll get into this later on because we're going to talk about media, physical media, whatever later on. But we'll talk about differences between the good old days of what radio used to be like to what it is currently, and why I think top 40 is a bunch of just it's too much hearsay. I mean, yeah, you can love top 40, you can enjoy it all you want, but there's a lot of people out there who actually love the full albums of things,
Yeah.
like deep tracks, and like to hear things that are different than just the same old song that you hear. It's like most stations you can predict what you're going to hear before they even play.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of that anymore. I went on road trips and stuff, and I'm sure you have too many times. And you switch around the stations, and you feel like you listen to the same station no matter what station you listen to, because they're playing the same stuff. And it's like, don't anybody play anything different anymore?
Yeah.
So we'll get into that a little bit later here in the broadcast, and because I want to talk about media and physical media and all this stuff. But we're gonna talk about some interesting things tonight. We got I'm going to talk about kicking up country because I experienced that last week.
I saw you posting about that.
I'm going to talk about the highs and the lows, and some of the things that probably need a little fixing for the years to come. But I'm not going to complain about it. That's the thing about this. Is like I gave the owners originally because before the event started, some of us had some issues with the way they do the booking.
Right.
And it's still an issue with me, but I'm gonna turn this negative into a positive. And actually apologize live on the show to the owners, and you'll find out why. And it's not because they're forced to be or anything. I'm not being forced to. I'm doing it because after what I experienced last week, I was there for 2 days.
Yeah,
I had a good time, and
well,
I'm very the feelings that I had before are not the feelings that I have now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome actually. I'm pretty happy to share my experiences with everybody.
Good deal.
And then we're going to talk about physical media, but then what I want to kick off with was the confusion of last week of what was going on with my brother and the post that he wrote on Facebook, and then that I shared, and then that everybody was helping us out and trying to catch the person who we were trying to convict of the theft that took place. And I'll explain a little bit of that to you guys as well, of some details that were kind of lost in the original post, but then kind of explain what really happened. So we're going to just say for once and for all, then I'm going to drop it and not talk about it again, at least for future episodes, unless an update happens or whatever.
Talk about the shenanigans and then
yeah. But the first thing we want to talk about is actually I want Ryan. Ryan has a segment that I think
I do.
You do. You do. You want to talk about something to do with the Titanic. And I think that's a good way to get listeners to get a feel for what we're doing. So I'm gonna let you kick it off there.
Well, okay. If you look in the news, like I always go to Google News, and I like to you get your local stories on there, you get national, international and stuff. But the biggest story today was on the Titanic, because there was a billionaire who went onto a submersible at the Titanic wreck site and went down with, like, I think it was his son and a couple other people, and they went down and they didn't hear from him. And so now there's like this huge international rescue operation going on to find them. And I've always been interested in the Titanic. I think it's like just fun stuff to check into. And There's actually a really good movie out there. It's not really well known, but it's from, I think, 1957, 56 or 57, black and white movie, called A Night to Remember. And it tells the whole Titanic story from beginning to end. It sort of follows like the Titanic movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in the late 90s,
Oh,
but the
sure.
one in the 50s is more historically accurate and kind of doesn't have the whole love story and all that stuff in it. It's just a historical recreation of what happened. Love that movie. It's one of those on my top 10. So anyway, when I saw this article about this submersible that they haven't heard from in like a day, it's been like 24 hours now.
Okay.
And so they don't know what's going on with it. But the Coast Guard, the Canadian Coast Guard, whole bunch of businesses, the military, everybody's out there trying to find this thing. And they haven't heard anything. They have no idea. They I guess they had kind of a chat system, like you would have on your phone or whatever, that they communicated from within the sub up to the top to the ship that was over them that launched it. And all of a sudden, just radio silence, didn't hear a thing from them. And so a lot of speculation on what's going on. They had 96 hours of air in their tanks for it. And so if they happen to be alive, then they've only got 2-3 days left and they're not going to make it. But they only brought like enough water with them and food to last like the afternoon while they were going down there. It's 2 miles down, 2 miles under the ocean. So they're screwed no matter how you look at it. And it's going to be an absolute miracle if they actually rescue these guys. I think they're dead, but we'll see. Hopefully not. And there's just a lot of other interesting aspects of the story and updates on it throughout the day. So I've been keeping an eye on it. But you ever watch you ever been interested in that, like shipwrecks and
When you talk about Titanic and stuff like that, yeah, that was the movie itself. Yeah, it probably didn't tell exactly the actual story of what really happened. Because of all the effects and everything, and because they wanted to focus on the love story,
right?
have that be more like the main story. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, I'm always interested in things like that because I really feel like you if you ever want to be like learn about boats and stuff and have the ocean and how all that stuff works and I mean
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong. I've never been on a ship before. I've been on boats before, we've done like fishing
Yeah.
and whatever, but I've never been like on a big old boat, like big old ship.
Yeah, either have I, like, been on Lake of the Woods, been out fishing, stuff like that, but being on the ocean like that, and it's 900 miles off the coast. So
Okay.
it takes like a day or two for them to even get anything out there. And so what they're trying to do is get a submersible out there that can go down and find out what the heck happened. But then it's a whole other chore if they actually find them alive sitting in this thing somewhere on the bottom of the ocean. Then it's like, how do you get it up? The thing weighs, a lot. And so what do? You can't have like a crane or something from the surface. So you have to have some kind of a submersible that can go down, hook onto it and bring it up or something, because the pressure will kill you. If you went down there and tried to open up the hatch or something, it would immediately implode and kill everybody. So yeah, it doesn't look good, but it will be interesting what the final story is on it, because I'm sure they're going to find the submersible. It was right over the Titanic and it's only going straight down. So, it's
That's
sitting down
crazy.
there at the Titanic right now. And who knows, maybe some people are alive,
Or maybe the
real,
spirits,
real life drama.
maybe the spirits of the Titanic people that died are trying to get the people that are not
Yeah.
dead and whatever.
Yeah.
And who
We'll see.
knows?
But
I don't know.
how would that be? The one guy's a billionaire. They paid $250,000 for a ticket to go down on this thing for one seat on this submersible, 250 grand. And you're a billionaire, so who cares? It's nothing, right?
Yeah.
But you spend all that money on this thing, you're a billionaire, and you go down, you end up, probably dead on the Titanic, like literally on the Titanic.
Well,
I mean,
he was
you're going to be remembered. You're probably not going to be remembered for being a billionaire 50 years from now, but you're going to
yeah.
be known as the dead guy in a submersible on the Titanic itself forever.
That's crazy. What I
Yeah.
wonder is if they are still alive, like how's the bathroom issue? You know,
Yeah, I was actually
think about this,
that.
and you know, I don't mean to be all gross or whatever, but you know, sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to hold it for even a couple hours, let alone
Yeah.
however long. You know,
And
how's that work?
you know, they didn't bring a toilet with them. There's not enough room
No,
for that. So
it was just supposed to be a little afternoon, you know, a little picnic in the park kind of
I don't
thing.
know.
You
You
know,
got to pick a corner and, you know, just live with the smell, I
because
suppose.
believe it or not,
If you're still alive.
believe it or not, even rich people have, you know,
Yeah.
take a dump every once in a while.
That's a real dilemma if you're rich. You
Yeah,
know, you used to gold plated toilets,
yeah.
and now you're down on a submersible for 4 days, and then you know, where do you go?
I
You're
mean,
sitting next to other people and pooping in
yeah,
the plane seat or whatever.
pretty much. You know, thinking that when they take a squat, that it smells like, you know, like money or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
freak out because it would be hard for me to stay content in a situation like that. First of
Well,
all, I would never do that in the
yeah.
first place.
Well, you know what? I would have done it. I would have been like, that is a once in a lifetime thing. Go down, actually see the Titanic. Guess what? Now, no.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah,
give me a free ticket. You pay me to go on it and go down. No, not
yeah.
happening.
Unless you
So,
have people around you, like you know, I think that's kind of how it was for the Titanic movie, when they
yeah,
because they tried to do a submarine to try to recreate or whatever the stuff they found in the
right,
'80s or whatever.
right.
Obviously, they had a crew with them so that if something did happen, they'd be
Yep,
able to say them right away. So it wouldn't be
yep,
a big. But here, there's nobody else. It's like nobody's gonna follow you or nothing.
yeah,
That's messed up, you know.
yeah,
You figure the rich guy would be like, well, we gotta have like extra boats and everything just in
right, yeah.
case, you know.
He's got some kind of a helicopter that can go under the water and go rescue him because he's a billionaire. He's like
Yeah,
Dr.
but
Evil or something.
okay,
You know?
but where is that? You know,
got,
where
you
is
know,
it? Yeah,
he's got like
yeah,
a house down there or something. He's so rich.
yeah, 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 yeah,
No, I
yeah.
don't think anything's helping him right now.
That's messed up.
I
That
wonder
just
what
makes
happens.
me.
I wonder what happens to a body in that situation if the thing implodes. You know, do you like turn into like the size of a quarter, or you know, I mean, do you explode or something, or what happens?
Just
That's
get
basically,
explosive
yeah,
diarrhea is all I'd have.
you're
That's
a
all.
little bit of jelly and that's it.
That's all I'd have. Explosive this, explosive that. You know,
But billionaire jelly though, right?
is that as good as grape jelly or strawberry jelly or rhubarb?
Yeah,
I don't-
not sure of the taste.
Oh
But
yeah.
hashtag out of here anyway.
Yeah.
Never really gotten
Anyway.
into that.
I just don't understand why people. I mean, I get it. You know, it is a once in a lifetime experience, so of course you want to participate. But it's like,
Right.
I just, if it was me, I would make sure there's enough people around to
Yeah.
follow us, and just in case if something happened.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
just
And
Yeah.
that's what they're wishing right now, if they're still alive.
because even like with the people that do the what is it, the shark stuff, or the what is it that they do? It's not Shark Attack or whatever. There's a
Wait.
show that's on Discovery, I think, or whatever. It's like these guys on Deadliest Catch, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they're on
yeah.
a big ship and they're like
Yeah.
dealing with all these drifts and stuff, and man
Yeah.
overboard, man
Yeah,
overboard.
yeah,
I mean, you have a crew with them at least, you know,
yeah.
but
And
it's
you're
like,
you're above the water, you know.
yeah,
You're,
well, I don't
you're
know.
not 2
Sometimes
miles underneath. You know?
sometimes the people get mad overboard and they're like, you know, they're already in the water and they're going on these big drifts and everything. That
Yeah,
I've seen some of these YouTube shorts lately. I haven't watched the show, but I've seen clips of it, and I don't know, some of the biggest drifts that they go on. It's just like, wow,
yeah.
it's just kind of a
No, if
amazing.
if I was forced to go
Yeah.
on that submersible after knowing all this, suicide pill. That's what I'd have. I'd be
Suicide
ready to
pill.
pop that sucker when it's like day 2. and
Yeah,
you're sitting in poop down there, and
Yeah.
you're like, there's no way out of this.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I just wouldn't wait for the last breath.
Sure,
You know.
sure.
So
Well, that's
anyway, if I
interesting.
ever end up in that position, I need to get a suicide pill.
Oh, sure. No, I mean, it's crazy what people will do, you know, just to have a thrill. And I get it, you know, it's something that you know, once in a lifetime opportunity. But I just you know, I mean, it sounds like a fun time, you know, but
Yeah.
it's just I'm just not willing to risk my life for it. You know,
Yeah,
that's all.
me either anymore.
You know, I'd rather just see it on a video. Somebody
Yep.
wants to go down there and scuba dive or whatever, and do it on GoPro or
Well, maybe
whatever.
they
You
did
know?
have a video, and they'll be able to access the video, wouldn't
A
they?
live stream of
Yeah,
them
live
like
stream of
help,
slowly
yeah,
dying.
yeah. I tell you, while they're taking
Wow.
dumps and everything. Yeah.
All right, what are you
That's good.
talking about?
What am I
Enough
talking about?
Titanic.
Yes, and I'm sinking ships for one
Yeah.
day. Anyway, no, that was a good segment. That was a good, because I didn't know that. I didn't, I pay attention to the news sometimes if it's something interesting, but sometimes there's things that pop up and you never know, if
Yeah.
they're interesting or not. So that's
Yeah.
cool. That's why I let you kick out the show. Well, what we're going to talk about to kick things off for my segment anyway is we're going to talk about what happened last week with my brother and the post that he wrote about the theft that took place, because
Yeah.
this was a real serious issue, and more media should cover stuff like this, because as far as I'm concerned, as far as my brother's concerned, and a few people that know these people really well,
Yeah.
they are definitely guilty of what they did.
So
I don't care.
what happened?
Well, let
what's
me explain. I don't care if there's three people involved and only one person grabbed the safe and took it. And the point is, everybody's guilty until proven innocent.
Right. Okay.
There's $7 grand in my brother's safe. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to be a little bit dramatic about it because this is kind of a serious thing. And we don't know if we'll ever get the money back or not. We don't
Yeah.
know where the safe is. We don't know where any of that stuff is. And
So three guys broke in
well, here's the
and
story.
grabbed the safe that you
My
had.
brother wanted to go to a friend's house last month. It was about a week ago yesterday. Wanted to go to a friend's house to just chill for the afternoon. He wanted me to bring him, but I didn't want to go. I just said, we'll just stay home or whatever. But then his girlfriend decided that she would take him instead. So in that time, when she came back, her two kids, oldest kids, and a boyfriend of the daughter, came into the house, either broke into the house or automatically was let in by his girlfriend. Because I believe it was a setup. I believe this was all
Okay.
planned or whatever. I watched enough mob movies and
where was
Scared
this?
Straits. This is right.
Where was
This is right in Greenbush, right?
This was in Greenbush.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
right in my our
Bush,
hometown
Minnesota.
here. My brother lives right real close to where the school is, block or so away, and it's like on the way like where the golf course is.
Yeah.
Probably close to the golf course anyway. Anyway, so my brother was raising these kids, like his own for a long time, and his girlfriend's had issues with drugs and alcohol and all types of things, and she just doesn't seem like she ever wants to get better. She just doesn't want to ever try it. So it talks about it. So it acts like she cares, but we know the real secret. She'll never get better because she's just trying real hard. And Donna Dixon doesn't seem to give two craps about making things harder on her, because she just always slaps her on the wrist. Every time she gets in trouble for something, she's always free to go.
I think that's generally a problem in the criminal justice system. Is
Well, then that judge should be fired. Then
I don't know.
Why do? I mean, I was told growing up that
I don't know if it's the judge like being lenient or it's the law. Like it. If the law is such and such, you get 90 days in jail because it's a misdemeanor or whatever. Then the judge can't give them 120 days, right? Even though they might deserve 360. So I don't know, but all I do know is crime has ticked up in Northwest Minnesota. There's no doubt about that. Just over the last few years. And more people I talk to are victims of it. I was just talking to a lady today that had a peeping Tom come looking into her house and was like throwing stuff at the house and taunting her and stuff when she was in the bathroom. And I mean, stuff like that. I don't remember, and that was in Roseau, and I don't ever remember dealing with that as a kid. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention and it happened, but I don't think so. You heard about, you didn't really hear so much about domestic violence or anything back in the 70s. Like I said, maybe it was all there and now it's just people focus on it, but I can tell you definitely over like the last 3 or 4 years up here in Roseau County, especially, that crime has risen. There's just no doubt about it.
And I was taught as a kid, you do crimes, you get in trouble for crimes. You don't just get patted on the back or get a free little lunch or whatever because you graduated from doing drugs and everything and all that shit.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
My thing is that Okay, so they planned this deal where my brother has his safe, or he had a safe. They say he wanted to save money. He wanted to be a responsible adult because my brother's had some issues too with things that addiction and stuff like that. He's trying to better his life, and the problem with that is that my girl or my brother's girlfriend and her family don't want that. They want Arthur to break, like extremely break, and he won't let him this time. He's let him before, but he won't let him this time because he don't want to deal with the things that of the crimes and stuff. He doesn't want to deal with Judge Dixon anymore. He wants to be away from all that stuff. He wants to better himself and grow up. He has 2 boys that he's raising by himself pretty much right now, and he's trying the best that he can. Okay, he's not a criminal. A lot of people like to label and everything. My brother's probably the most sweetest person you'd ever meet. Just don't take advantage of him, or don't take advantage of anybody.
So it was his safe that was stolen.
Yeah, he
was broken in on, and they.
Yep. While he was gone at his friend's place, and that his girlfriend was happy to give a ride to. I believe she let the kids or let the because he never likes to lock the house when he goes. I believe she just let the house have to be unlocked so that this crime could happen.
Right.
So it was just a matter of time because her son just got out of jail. So I'm not naming names at all because I don't want their names.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm just telling the story. So that anybody's asking, how come I'm not naming names.
Yeah.
I'm just telling the story.
Yeah.
So her son just got out of prison about a week ago.
Yeah.
Or almost a week ago. Or almost 2 weeks ago, actually. So what I believe anyway, and call me crazy, maybe I'm a little nutty for thinking this, but I believe that this was it's one of those situations where, like somebody has to plan the event to happen.
Right.
And then plan the timing and everything and pretty much be like a mob boss almost and act like you do as I say. If you don't do what I say, there'll be consequences later.
Right.
If but do as I say and take the fall, and we'll treat it like I didn't have nothing to do with this at all.
Yeah.
I believe that's what this situation was about.
Yeah.
Because trying to get back at my brother for maybe some mean things that he did to her in the past or whatever. Nothing too crazy, but just she's offended. She gets offended about everything nowadays.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the point being is that her kids, none of them have graduated from high school. They're just all they all do whatever they want. They like to get in trouble with the law, and they don't care. They don't care about the responsibilities. There's no discipline.
Yeah.
So they came over and stole the over $7,000 that Arthur had in his briefcase or in his safe, and other things that were in the safe. We don't know where the safe went, and we don't know if they were able to open it or not. We have no clue at all because he tried looking for it and couldn't find it at all. So the problem was that if people were thinking that, okay, he was something to what he typed, he kind of typed like how I type sometimes. We type too fast sometimes when serious things happen. So he misspelled some words and it made it seem like somebody stole his car.
Yeah.
Instead of the safe. Nobody stole the car. The car was the person's car who was one of the people that stole from Arthur.
Yeah.
That lived out in Badger and all that. The safe was what got stolen, but it made it sound like that he also had his car stolen too, and that wasn't the case. So we had to. I wanted to clear that up just to let everybody know, who listens to this or watches this or shares this around, that it wasn't a car that got stolen. It was simply a safe.
Yeah.
So now the problem is that my nephew is technically a pet or a sex offender. That's why he went to prison in the first place.
Oh,
and
boy.
He got in trouble for he's not supposed to be hanging out with anybody under 18 for the next 10 years, including his own daughter. Okay. But as soon as nobody else would have,
your life is pretty much over at that point.
But see, his grandmother in World was supposed to take care of him when he came back. That was the plan. That was the whole idea. And he was just going to try to get a job at Marvin's and, hopefully try to better his life. But when his grandma told him no, and said she wanted nothing to do with it at all, that's his own grandmother for crying out loud. She barely does anything for her family anyway, if it doesn't benefit her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that family is messed up because of her. You know, she caused them to do a lot of things. The reason why they live the way they live, and they're like victims all the time.
Right.
So because of that, he had no place to go. So his girlfriend at the time lives in Thief River, so he ended up going to Thief River, and that's where his daughter is and everything, and living at Northland Village, and so technically he's getting in trouble for that. He hasn't really been charged for the crime of theft yet, but hopefully that'll happen soon, because we might have to go to court for that. So I just wanted to clear the air for anybody who was confused or needed more information or whatever, because this was a sad thing that happened.
Yeah.
You know, who knows if my brother will actually get real revenge as far as get his money back and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because that's $7,000. I mean, somebody stole from you, wouldn't that make you mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit.
Say your dog,
Yeah.
say somebody just went up, just took your animals and everything, you know? Yeah.
So
And-
they have no idea who did this, or
No, we know. Oh,
you
we
do
know.
you do
Oh,
know.
yeah. They're already, well, two have been talked to and the other
Oh,
one's
because they're
locked
going to
up.
court. 'Cause they're
Yeah,
going to court. And they-
yeah,
okay,
they've
right.
already been caught. But the one who is a sex offender is locked up in Pennington County Jail. That's
Okay.
another story. Everybody, when they shared it around, when I posted this stuff, because my brother was having a hard time getting the reaction that he was looking for.
Right.
Like, we wanted to make sure that he posted something about it so that anybody know that if you seen anything, let us know, or let the cops know or something. But he wasn't really getting anywhere because he doesn't have that big of a, well, I hate to call it fan base, I guess, but he doesn't have a whole lot of friends on Facebook and all that like I do. Okay. I've gotten a lot of friends because of things that I've done in the past and shows, interviews, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why if it says I got over 4,000 friends, it's not like I know everybody that's on
Yeah.
Facebook. I don't. I probably know maybe 300 or 400 people. That's
Yeah.
probably about it.
Yeah.
You know, other than that, everybody just comes from other realms and they, you know.
Yeah.
So hold on here. It's phone ringing here. Hold on here.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you're going through that.
Hello? Hold on, I just got a phone call. What's going on?
Well,
What's going on?
Jared Foss came down to the outfield last night. He wants to know when he's getting untitled for a vehicle. So I'm going to Rosa tomorrow. We can do it. You can get it done.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow. I'll get your pop tomorrow too, just so you know.
Huh?
I'll get your pop tomorrow too for you too. Tomorrow.
And,
It's just my dad. He's on the phone.
Hi, Dad.
so
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll go.
because I gotta go anyway. So I gotta go inside something.
What time do you want to do this at?
About 2:30 or maybe 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I got money too, so I mean, we can. I just have to get some cash. Okay,
Cost, but I still got.
I think it's like $20, I think, to do the register or do the DMV stuff.
Well, the transfer, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And when you get it back, then you gotta take it down.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, talk to you later then. Bye. That was my dad. He was calling. He wanted to let me know. Well, we're taking a trip to Roseau tomorrow, I guess. So
Oh,
to get some stuff taken care of with the whole car that I'm trying to sell to the junkyard because it doesn't work anymore. I'm in the works of getting a new vehicle so I can start my new job in February here pretty soon at the casino.
Yeah.
Where I'll be working, making my return for the almost 20-year return, it seems like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so this debate, the point of the story is that we know who did it. They haven't been charged yet because they're acting like they're not guilty. You know, they're like acting like they didn't do it. So we might have to go to court for this.
Yeah.
I say well, my brother. And
Yeah.
if he needs somebody to speak on his behalf, then I'll gladly
Hopefully,
do that.
hopefully he gets his money back. That's really messed up.
Well, $7,000, it's a birth certificate and blueprints of the house and all types of stuff. You know, nothing wrong with wanting to save, but it's just like, you know, he should have put it somewhere else, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna blame him for trying to save and be a responsible adult and everything.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to do that. But I never thought that his kids that he helped kind of raise for almost 13 years that didn't have a place to go when he first got introduced to this girl back when he worked at the casino in Warroad, didn't think it'd come with a whole bunch of baggage, we'll just say.
Yeah.
Because she was also giving birth or almost pregnant or ready to give birth to Now the daughter that was convicted of this crime,
right.
she's 16 years old now.
Oh, that's too bad.
So it's messed up.
Yeah.
It really is.
Sounds like it.
I mean, what would you do if you were in this situation? How would you handle it?
Man, especially when you're talking about family stuff, having to deal with that. I don't know, just advocate for your brother and support him and hope it works out.
Yeah.
Hope he gets his money back.
Yeah.
It's not pocket change.
No, not at all. $7,000. That's a lot.
Yeah,
of
but I
money.
mean, just in general, crime has gone up in this area, which is kind of sad, you know.
It's like, Roseau and Fibber to me used to be some of the best communities to raise families and stuff.
Oh,
And
no doubt about.
Greenbush too, like
Yeah.
I know they ain't really nothing here, but I always thought of this community as, I mean, it's fairly decent place to raise, a family
Yeah.
and everything, but
Yeah.
there's people that I know that I grew up with that have been in trouble for drugs and stuff. And I would
Yeah.
say, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
You're very
Yeah.
intelligent and you're very, you're a smart person. Why are you making these dumb decisions? Why
Yeah.
turn to drugs?
Yeah, why do people do what they do?
Yeah, and
As
who
a
are these
broader
people? And
question.
who are these people that
Yeah.
are supplying it?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. I thought we took care of all that stuff already, but
That stuff isn't taken care of, man.
not at all.
Taken care of.
They're
It's getting
everywhere.
worse. It's getting worse.
I mean, when I found out
Unfortunately.
some people from Strathcona and some people from Middle River, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, compared to other places in the country, I mean, you want to start talking about a war zone. Okay, you talk about Chicago,
Oh,
right.
okay.
where
Sure.
it's like 3 dozen people is a typical weekend of getting shot, and like 5 to 15 die or killed, and that's like a typical weekend. That's not even a holiday. I mean, it is literally, we're losing more people just in the city of Chicago than in like the wars we had in Afghanistan and Iraq. It's crazy, so I mean, when you put it in that perspective, it's a pretty good place up here relative to that. If
Yeah.
you're going to raise a family, don't do it in Chicago. There are some good parts of Chicago, but it's really, the bad parts are really spreading out there. And I used to live there, so I kind
Okay.
of know it well. But I'm glad to be where I'm at now, up here in Northwest Minnesota, even though it's got its issues.
Well, you're a small town just like
but typically you don't have to worry about getting shot when you go out. It could happen anywhere, but it's still a pretty overall safe community. But
so
you hear more of this happening.
Yeah.
though.
when we
It's
talk
happening
about
more and more.
when we talk about addiction, like what are I mean, there's negative addiction and there's positive addiction. What are some of your positive addictions that you just can't live without?
That I can't live without ice
Yeah.
cream. Actually, you know what I'm addicted to right now is these little Snickers ice cream bars you can get. at the
Oh
grocery store.
yeah, absolutely.
I've been just wolfing those down, man. I mean, I'm just adding the pounds on these freaking things. So yeah, you want to talk about addiction? That's my current really bad addiction. But no, it's not crack or cocaine or anything.
Although it could be equal
but
to
it's
it,
still
maybe
not-
as much as
It's positive on the way down, but it's getting a little excessive for me.
I mean, you think about both.
So that
Jello,
would be one. That's the first one that comes to my mind. Food in general.
Oh yeah. Well, my addiction has always just been see, I've never done drugs and I've never drank. I mean, I've had a couple sips here and there, but nothing that I'm interested in. And I stay away from drugs, and I probably got enough secondhand marijuana smoke in my life, as far as like secondhand anyway.
Yeah.
To consider myself somebody who's smoked marijuana.
Yeah. Right.
But I don't, I might look like I do drugs, but trust me, kids, I don't do drugs. This is a face of somebody that doesn't do drugs.
Yeah.
Even though it probably looks like I look like Pee Wee Herman on crack, but no, I don't.
Yeah.
I can assure you, I can pass any drug test, any test. Well, drug test that is,
Yeah.
Maybe I can't pass a math class or math test or whatever. But how many of us can right now? Or maybe you can.
Yeah. I mean, another guilty pleasure for me, I guess. I love beer. I just love like craft beer.
Sure.
But I shouldn't be drinking it because I have like a kidney problem, like real low stage kidney disease. So it's not like at the point where you need a transplant or something, but beer's not good for kidneys. So that's a little bit more of a harmful
Well,
addiction.
long as you're aware of it, I guess, you know,
Yeah.
that's all that
Yeah.
matters. But
So-
my biggest addiction that I've always had is just collecting physical media. Like, or doing
There you
anything with
go.
entertainment, doing this.
There's a
with
transition. You
podcast.
just did, I
Yeah.
saw what you did. You just did a transition. You just did a transition to the
Well, I
next
figure we'll
topic.
save the kicking up country stuff for last. That's the best part for last. See, that's the main event
Okay.
right there. Physical media is what I like.
Yeah.
I collect that. I've been collecting for probably 20 years, maybe longer than that, probably 25, almost 30 years. Back to the days of the Columbia House days of getting like 7 CDs for a penny.
Yeah.
You know, do you ever remember those days at all?
I do remember those days. I did.
And what-
Yeah.
and
I
what
lived
was
in
your-
I lived in New Jersey for a while.
Okay.
In it was like 90, 91. And record stores were the thing, man. They were like the place to hang out. You went there. They still had records at that time. You know, obviously CDs were really coming into their own about that time. But yeah, it was just it was this culture, this feeling of going out and actually buying like a hard copy on a CD, getting an entire album. I mean, I know they're still available, but you know, Spotify and YouTube music, and you know, that's where I get all my music now. You know,
Oh yeah.
if I hear of somebody like from last week when we talked to Sunday, I looked on YouTube music and found all her albums and stuff on there. Was able
Sure.
to listen to them before we even talked to her. So I mean,
Oh,
that's
that's good.
kind of the way to do it now. But yeah, I mean, you're missing out on you're totally missing out on that experience. I mean, it was like a hangout place to go to a record store and browse through the records and
I remember-
grab
I
one
rem-
and buy it.
I remember
Yeah.
Grand Forks and the Columbia Mall when that used to be a hopping place.
I
Had
remember,
record
yep.
stores and
Yep.
had FYE and Suncoast and yeah,
Yep.
the stuff was pretty expensive, but you know what? It was fun to be able just to go in there
Yeah.
and browse. My father hated every time I
Yeah.
go in there because I just
Yeah.
spend money on CDs all the time. But
And you own that, you know, I mean, you
Yeah.
own that CD, you owned it. Like nobody
Yeah.
could take it from you. But technically, when you're like on Spotify or something, their contract can end with, you know, the licensing agreement can end with any particular, you know, artist. So
Yep.
now you don't have it. So you never really had it in the first place, right?
that's kind of the same with like with video, you know, like
Yeah.
Voodoo and stuff like that. I have a big digital library that I've collected over close to almost 1,000 digital movies. I have more of that on physical disc or whatever, but see,
Yeah.
because nowadays, if you buy a physical disc, a lot of times they'll come with the digital code.
Yeah.
You know, which is
Yep.
great, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I would rather have the physical copy because what if your internet goes down? What if it's
Yeah.
a stormy day and the internet is a thing that went
Yeah.
and you had no internet? Then what
Well,
are you gonna
here's-
do for streaming?
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing too is, and I just talking like this, it comes to mind. You know, when I don't even have DVDs anymore. I don't have any. I do
Oh.
everything on Netflix or
Oh.
you know on iTunes. I get stuff on iTunes like Apple. Now they call it Apple.
So it's me, the
Um,
physical guy, versus you, the digital guy.
Yeah,
Even though I
because-
do digital too, but yeah.
But when I think about it, there's no like the extra content, you know, like if you go on to Netflix and watch a movie, there's no extra content, you know, there's
Oh,
no,
the bonus
like,
features and stuff. Yeah.
the making of the movie or maybe the director talking about it or whatever. You don't get that,
No.
you know, and maybe you do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
on
there's somewhere you can. but-
Movies Anywhere, the Movies Anywhere app, if you have that, and Voodoo, sometimes we'll have extra features.
Oh, I hadn't heard
sometimes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check into that.
Because you know, sometimes they'll just offer a trailer or whatever, but like I said, though, the problem with me is like, and what I have with society is the fact that we're society and us as people, you know, are killing physical media. It's sad because I go to a store 10 years ago, I could go to any store that
Yeah.
you were guaranteed to have a lot of physical media around, whether it be a
Right.
DVD, a Blu-ray, whatever. And it's like now the stores are slowly getting rid of it. And we're forcing ourselves to have to go online to buy it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you buy stuff online, like I like to buy stuff that sometimes will include a slipcover.
Yeah.
Okay. What is a slipcover? It just makes the disc look a little bit more fancier when you
Right.
put it on the shelf. I
right,
think anyway.
yeah,
It doesn't make the movie any better or any worse or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like it just feels like it's like the person who put this together cared enough about what they were putting together,
right,
wanted to give you the money's worth of having a nice piece of artwork or whatever.
exactly.
And sometimes they say that's actually worth some money too, but I never really try to sell any of my things. I just to collect, just to collect. But
Well, I'm trying to be Mr. Positive. So, 8 tracks, for people who are too young to know what 8 tracks are, they were those cassette, like large cassette tape things you would plug in, whether into an appliance in your car or at home or whatever. And they lasted for maybe 5-10 years and then they disappeared. People are getting back into that. I mean, you can go on you can go on eBay and you can find those. People really get into collecting them. Obviously, vinyl records, people kind of really get into that. And still do it. So
sure.
I mean, I think in the long term, I don't think there's any way to stop digital media taking over the world. I just don't think that's possible, especially with smartphones and people living on their smartphones. But I think there's always going to be that niche for a DVD or for a CD or something. There's going to be that niche.
I just
people are going to want to go back out of nostalgia. They're going to want to go back.
Yeah, but see the problem that I have, the point I'm trying to get at, it's like it might be too late.
Yeah,
a time might come where people are like, well, I like to watch a movie, but I don't have anything. I got rid of all my physical stuff, and all I have is what I have. And what do I do? It's like, well, you should have listened to me about collecting. There's nothing wrong with buying a few. You don't have to buy everything. When I tell people, like a real collector will buy a lot of stuff that they don't need, a lot of stuff that's just a waste of space. Some of the stuff that you call filler, like when they make albums, they have all this filler music and whatever, other than the hits or whatever.
It's not all a Led Zeppelin album where everything's great on it.
That's right. That's right.
Filler.
So what that means is that it's just there to collect space, and you don't know if you'll ever watch it or not. And if you do, maybe sometimes you may have bought gold and you may have bought it done. You just don't know. But the average person will just buy what they want and pretty much buy what everybody else buys. You notice that if you do ever see a collection of somebody's, and then you compare that to another person's collection that you think is just like an average Joe, they're probably going to have the same stuff. Whatever is new. Like, because back in the day when people were buying movies, a lot of people who didn't care if it was a DVD or Blu-ray, didn't care about the quality or whatever, would just buy and just probably have the same stuff. Oh, Harry Potter came out. Oh, we gotta get that. Gotta get the new Star Wars. Gotta get that. Like, I got rare stuff in my collection. I got like the movie Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh my God, that's going way back.
That's like 91, 92.
That's going back. Yeah,
it's a popular movie, but not many people have that in their collection.
Right. Oh no, they wouldn't.
And I have like Nothing But Trouble. That's a classic. Because I like that type of comedy with John Candy and Chevy Chase.
You're into a lot of the pop culture stuff.
I am.
Right?
I am.
I mean, you're very much into that. I know you post a lot of.
Well, I also have a movie.
stuff.
I have a movie from the Criterion Collection that they put on called Thief, from starring James Caan, a movie that was made in 1981 or 82, and it was like one of those typical 80s type of movies, that had the 80s feel to it and everything.
Right.
And not many people even remember that movie. It probably was on HBO many, many, many times. Back in the day. I'm just saying, like, having a rare collection is very unique nowadays, because
it is.
It's like having a rare record collection or a rare CD collection or whatever. Right. I don't buy CDs. I don't buy video games at all anymore. That stuff I do digitally, because I just figure, well, there's no way I'm going to get all that stuff back again. Because I did have a huge collection before, music and stuff. I don't want to rebuy that. Why do I rebuy the movies on different qualities or whatever, different versions? Because I want a better version of what I like.
I think games, PC games, they do it on console too. I don't have a console, but Steam has taken over the world. You get everything on Steam. I only buy games if they're on Steam. I won't go off of that. I actually went into Best Buy not long ago in Grand Forks.
Okay.
And I think it was Grand Forks, might have been Fargo. But I went in there and they actually still had PC games on the shelf. I'm like, who goes into Best Buy and buys like a PC game anymore at Best Buy? I mean, who does that? You know, I mean, most computers, I don't think I've had a computer in maybe 6-7 years that even had a CD drive in it. Do you have a computer that has a CD drive?
I'm the one what I'm doing on my Zoom right now. Everything I have is connected to a computer. I have a HP Omen connected to a 43-inch LG TV monitor, 4K monitor, and a webcam, but almost $200 Logitech webcam, and it's a gaming. It's technically a gaming computer. I bought it a few years ago on eBay from somebody who wasn't using it. It was brand new, never been used. It was like $1,200. It works pretty good, but I'm about ready to upgrade here once I get, once I start doing other things here pretty soon.
Yeah. No, but, I do gaming on mine too. I have a gaming rig.
What kind of PC? What kind of PC do you get?
It's actually, it's like a.
You're in outer space, so you're in outer space. So
I'm in outer space. I don't know, but it's got a really good graphics card, GeForce RTX.
Okay.
It is a good computer.
Where did you get it from?
I ordered it off of Best Buy.
Okay.
Best Buy. Sure. And I mean, it's not like one of those, like, I guess now when I was researching what to get, they actually have like, I mean, this is old news for anybody who plays games, I guess, but they actually have graphics cards now that have liquid cooling.
Yeah, that's what my came with.
You have that? Okay.
Yeah, that's like a nice red light and everything.
I'm still in the, the ancient age of computers then.
Yeah, but mine has a see-through door or see-through window, so it's glass and you can see through.
Yeah. But anyway, you get everything on Steam. That's it's convenient as heck. So
I have an Xbox. I got the Series X. I was a PlayStation guy for the longest time.
I had one, but then it broke, and I was like, forget it. I'm having more fun on PC anyway.
Well, I would probably have fun on PC too if my graphics card was a little bit better. It can only handle so much. Like I put it at the highest resolutions and it's like laggy, very laggy. It shouldn't be that way on this type of computer, but it is. So I like my Xbox. The Series X is great. I got it last year for my birthday.
Oh, you did get the Series X.
Oh yeah. So it can do 4K gaming, smooth refresh rate of 60 frames. And
stop talking, or I'll end up getting one.
Yeah, you need one. Everybody needs
one.
No,
I don't need one. I don't need one.
Xbox is sponsor this episode or sponsor our podcast.
Oh, okay. So all right.
Yeah, give everybody one. We'll give everybody one that's listening.
They have a special segment on Patreon or something.
Yeah. That's right. No, I love it. I mean, it's great. And I play Hitman, I play GTA 5, I play wrestling, I play a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's fun. It gives me something to do, and it's keeps me away from the bad stuff, we'll just put that way.
Best game ever in my mind would be Fallout 4. That's my personal favorite. That's a weird game to pick as a favorite, but okay. Oh, it's a favorite, man. I love it because I played Fallout 1 when it came out in the late 90s.
Okay.
And was addicted to that. So I've been playing it since Fallout 1. But Fallout 4 is like a whole different level.
I think GTA 5, I'll say is a personal favorite because we're still playing. They continue to milk the game. It's been out for almost 10 years. Yeah. And now we have it on Xbox and it looks good. I mean, it's the best it's ever looked, but it's just like, but you got to have a good enough monitor to see everything.
Right.
Like that's why I went 4K a while ago. Like I've been 4K for quite a while, but like the HDR and all these all these settings that people don't understand, when they buy a TV.
Yeah.
I used to sell TVs at Walmart, and I had to really educate everybody on what they were buying because they're like, "Oh, it's just a TV, right? There's TV things." Right. Yes and no.
Yes, but
the people at Walmart just want me to tell them that it's all the same. It's like, no, I'm not telling them that because that's bullshit. Not lying to everybody.
Yeah,
we're be a true, honest salesman.
Yeah.
So anyway. But you see the great quality and everything, and I don't know if it's better to play it on a smaller screen or a bigger screen. I also have a 75-inch TV as well, so I played it on there too. I think it looks better on the 43-inch for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, the pixels would be smaller on it.
It seems that way. It seems that way. I don't know. It's crazy. But the point I'm trying to make in this whole conversation is So we need to save physical media.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, I don't care if you guys are fans of it or not. The point is, somebody is. There's
Yeah.
somebody out there who still cares about it.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to do what we can to save physical media, because in another 2-3 years from now, the stores might not sell it at all.
Yeah.
And then we'll just have to go online and then watch.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be DVDs around and.
Well,
5
DVDs
years.
will probably still be around, because I'm surprised that there's. Oh, yeah, no,
You do
you know
think?
why,
Okay.
you know, one of the reasons why DVDs are still around and why
Okay,
they
tell
sell
me.
better
Why
than
is that?
Blu-rays? Because they're affordable for just a normal person.
Okay,
Somebody who doesn't care about the quality, doesn't care about special features, doesn't care about, you know, more or less quality, and doesn't want to spend the extra $5 or $6 or $10 or $20 for a 4K. I know the 4K stuff is expensive and it's stupid that
Yeah.
they charge what they do. You know, that's why I always get my stuff on eBay. First of all, if I'm going to buy
Yeah.
something, you know,
Yeah.
I'm going to get the cheaper rate, because I don't, half the time, a lot of these films are not worth what they charged. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
I'd be
easy to find a good
curious.
deal.
I'd be curious, you know, to do a poll and find out,
Yeah.
you know, how many people just stick to digital movies?
I
How
might
many
do that
people
on the
buy-
Dreamer Sound
How
swap
many
page. I
people,
might just ask
how
them.
many people buy DVDs still, you know? I'm not one of them. I do
Yeah.
everything.
So you bypass the $5 bin and everything, right?
I do, yeah, I do. I do Apple TV. That's
Oh,
what I do.
okay. Well, they got some
Yeah.
good stuff on Apple TV.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
do. Yeah.
did you ever watch that Michael J. Fox documentary, you know, called
No,
Still?
I haven't, but I heard about it. Is it
Apple,
good?
it's on Apple. It's on Apple TV Plus.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's his documentary about his life and how he got Parkinson's. I guess he was an alcoholic too. A long
Yeah,
time ago, back in the day.
I subscribe to Apple Plus every once in a while. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
on.
if
It came out May
I didn't
12th.
know. Okay, I'll
May
have to check
12th.
that
No,
out.
it's called Still, the
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox documentary.
Yeah.
Talks about his younger days and just like, you know, I'm glad it's you know, looks good. I saw the trailer. I haven't watched it yet because I've been watching a lot of other things, and I just recently bought a copy of this Super Mario Brothers movie as well. So
Yeah,
That's,
that's one dude that has struggled since his heyday of the 80s.
yeah. Oh
Big
yeah.
time. But he still gets out there, man. He's still on the stage and
Yeah.
still doing
Doesn't
interviews. and
doesn't
getting
let
out
it
there.
stop him at all.
Yeah, doesn't let him stop at all. I know there
No.
was some news about him recently. Maybe it was about that
Maybe.
documentary.
Documentary.
Could have been
Yeah.
that, but
He was
there
doing
was
some
some news.
He was doing some press for it, I
Okay,
believe.
that would have been what it
Doing
was.
some interviews or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, you guys are watching out there. What's this called? Let's talk about that. And we're on our second hour here now. We got one more topic to talk about. Save the best for last. I'm your host, Sean Slosson, along with Ryan Honnell, and we're having a great time talking about a lot of things that matter to us, and hopefully they matter to you as well. And last week, this event that took place mattered to a lot of people from not only Northwest Minnesota, but all over. I mean, I met people from all over, you know, that came for this event, that weren't just locals. That's people who used to live here, people who grew up here, you know, but a lot of people who aren't from the area that, you know,
Yeah.
don't know much about Northern Minnesota, but know about the event known as Kicking Up Country.
Picking up country.
Now,
Right.
have you ever partaked at all, ever?
I haven't been to Kicking Up Country. I
Have you
haven't
been to
that.
WeFest? Have you been to?
Oh
any-
yeah, I went to Lollapalooza in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I went to that, but
Well, this
I've never
this
been-
definitely was not that.
Yeah, oh, no, I know that. Yeah,
That's a whole different crowd, a whole
I-
different scene.
without a doubt. And there would be fewer people than
Yeah.
now you have to dodge the gunshots and stuff in Chicago
Oh.
when you go to Lollapalooza.
Even to go to a concert, you have to duck
dangerous to your
to.
life.
Jeez, I just want
Yeah,
to see a
just
nice
go to-
show.
Go to Kicking Up Country up here.
See, if
Safer.
I went to anything as far as Chicago goes, I'm into blues. So I want to see the blues
Oh,
clubs
yeah.
and stuff. I want to
Heck
go to
yeah.
those things. I don't think I get shot in those events.
Yeah.
I would
No,
hope not,
there's safe places to go in the city, but
Yeah.
they are less and less.
yeah.
But yeah, there are. Yeah, blues clubs there are a big deal.
But Kicking Up Country last week was the 20th anniversary. Technically, it wasn't the 20th year, though. The 20th year will be next year because it started in 2004. That gets people confused sometimes when you say, well, it's the 20th year, right? No. It's the 20th anniversary of the event. They've had, this is number 20. Next year is the 20th anniversary of the 20th year. This year was technically the 19th. People
Okay.
get that confused and everything.
All right. So how was it? I mean,
It was, well, from my experience, I mean, let me just set the scene and tell you kind of a story, which I've kind of already told you a little bit already before we went live, but I'll tell you, and then I'll tell, the audience can hear as well, since we're still live here on Facebook. Before this event started, like, let me turn it back to last year. Last year, I went for the first time, but I was there to support some people that I knew, that I've known for a little while, that I became friends with. And when I say friends, I don't mean like we hang out or whatever. We know each other, we respect each other, we know what each other does. Like, I know they're in comedy, they know I do podcasting and interviews sometimes or whatever, and they've been really nice. I'm talking about Williams and Reed. Have you ever heard of Williams and Reed before?
I have heard, yes.
Indian, the white guy?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, last year, for the third time, I got to interview them on Zoom, like how we're doing right
neat.
now, and to promote the Kick Up Country. Now, it wasn't anything that the owners asked me to do or anything. I just did it because they're friends of mine, and I wanted to help promote the event and do an interview with them, because nobody was doing interviews. I don't believe anyway. And that's the sad part about it. I didn't see many people post any interviews with, like, you have all these major radio stations and all that stuff, that are sponsored, but yet no interviews. Nobody's getting interviewed and posting that online and all. So I figured, well, I'm going to do that then.
Well, you are
I'm
going to do that.
very independent as I am, and that's happened before when Red Green came to Rapid City for the first time in 2004.
You're not ruled by the man.
No, not at all. But when Red Green came to Rapid City in 2004 to start doing a tour, it was his first tour he ever did. Nobody interviewed him at all. When he came up, I was the only one that interviewed him from that town, and I'm nobody,
Wow.
and then he gave me free tickets to the show, and we got to meet and everything, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I got to interview Williams and Reed, and then I had tickets so I was going to go anyway to the day that they were showing up, because it's a 4-day event, but you don't have to buy a 4-day pass if you don't want to. You can pick a day and just go. So I picked Friday, and I brought my dad because it was like for his birthday, because his birthday always falls around Father's Day. So we had a great time. It was great. I went in there with high expectations because I didn't really know what to expect. Everyone was talking about how great Kick Up Country was. I didn't know what to expect, so I went with high expectations.
Right.
The Williams and Reed was great, and then we get to the main stage, because they were not on the main stage; they were in the saloon part doing the show. The other stuff was at the main stage. Then we get to this Mustang Sally cover band, and that's when I started to have low expectations a little bit, because it's like okay, we go from legends like Williams and Reed, and I mean, Mustang Sally might be, or Tammy might be a legend locally as far as doing cover bands and everything like that. And they're very talented. Not everybody can do that type of job, but I was like, could we book somebody bigger for, like, this is a Friday, this is the 19th anniversary, could we book somebody bigger than her for a Friday? She should be like on the first days or whatever. Anyway, so then the third act was Tracy Lawrence. And I love Tracy Lawrence. That was a good act. Because he's somebody that I used to listen to back in the 90s when he had the song Time Marches On. Very popular song. And so his show was amazing. And then we get to Martina McBride, who was the main event, and that was fine too. But why do we have really a nobody be the opening act? When
it's an opening act,
But whatever. I didn't know, I just like whatever. I didn't book it, just as part of the event, I dealt with it. It was fine. We were happy. So the next year, as they're planning the following year for the 20th anniversary, they started announcing bands and people that they're going to have play for the event. And some of the stuff was okay, but then it's like, someone was like, why? It's just, if you're going to go big, it's supposed to be your 20th anniversary, why are you picking these people when you could pick somebody a little bit bigger, like a John Anderson or Alan Jackson, or there's a lot of country acts that are starving, that are legends that are starving for attention.
Oh, no doubt.
Get Marty Stewart over here, again, I'm not the booker, I'm just somebody who just loved to criticize the booking for some reason. I didn't, I was starving for attention myself maybe at the time. But anyway, they got to all these bands that they booked, and then when they made the announcement that Alabama was coming, that was like, all right, they're fine. You know what? This will be great. This will be exciting because Alabama is a band that I've always wanted to see, and now I'll have the chance to see. But originally I was not going to, like, I didn't buy a ticket. I didn't buy a ticket at all. And my dad didn't buy a ticket. What I did was I didn't realize that you could volunteer. Like to volunteer for a day or 2 days, and you get either a 2-day or 1-day pass or a 2-day pass or whatever. And so I volunteered just for 1 day. I volunteered for the Wednesday. I did the gift shop. I got to see experience that part of that, but also it was a rock and roll night, so it was the first night of the event, and they had the bands like Vixen. It was an all-female rock group. Slaughter and the Great White.
Really?
Slaughter and Great White. I heard before in Monoma earlier this year. My buddy and I went to the Shooting Star Casino and saw their show. Their show wasn't nearly as long as it was during the festival. They both did pretty well as far as like long sets and whatever. But at the time in Monoma, there was only like an hour and a half show. Like together, combined. So like half did 45, the other did 45. So that was, I mean, it was what it was. But
overall, it sounds like you had a great time, though.
Yeah, and honestly, when I got to experience the first and even the second day, here's why maybe I was so a little ambitious as far as like why I had to give my 2 cents and everything at the time before I even went to all this stuff or went to the event, because I felt like as somebody like I didn't know how big their budget was. I figured these people own a big company. They're rich, they have a limited budget, I would think, being as rich as they are and being as well known as they are too. Now, I didn't take into account to how much they were going to spend on the acts and all that, but I heard it was a pretty big amount, like the total what they had to spend for what they got. And then I started to think about it, it's like, there's a lot of people here that are really helping put this together, not just the people that own it, but the people who they hired to do everything. So tickets to security, to food vendors, just people that are watching the stage, people that are doing all the work to get it all together. And I'm just like, man, and I felt bad after that for giving the owners as much crap as I did, because I gave them a lot of crap. I shouldn't have done that. And I feel bad for that, because they were nothing but nice to me.
You are forgiven.
Well, they were nothing but nice to me when I was It's okay. But you're free of sin and everything like that. And let me spit
holy water.
Let me spit on your face, and I'll give you a blessing like you're Italian or whatever. Anyway.
There you go.
No, but they really put on a great event, and they definitely are owed a lot of gratitude, we'll say, especially from me, because I really appreciate, and I've always appreciated the fact that we have an event close to home. But after this year, after I finally experienced it more than 1 day, I really appreciate the work that went into for every little thing that they did.
Well, so, I need to go next year.
Obviously. You should, and you know what?
Obviously.
The way I look at it now, it's like, who cares who they get? You want to look at all the people they have gotten before. Go to their website, the Kick Out Country website, and look at the archive. They've gotten legends upon legends upon legends. I just wasn't aware of that. That of all the people that they got in the past. So here, my big mouth just starts running and be like, "Oh, you need to book better people and everything," and I'm not aware of their history of how long they've been doing this for. So, and so that's why I'm saying this as a way to say how my experience went, but also to apologize to the owners and anybody I may have offended. Because we offend everybody nowadays in today's world. But honestly, sincerely, because I have a name too, and I'm not trying to ruin my name or
I think
whatever.
Okay. I think they're okay with everything.
Well, I would say so. Well, I know, but I just wanted to make it public because I was kind of an asshole. I was kind of an asshole to
Aren't we all
some of the people.
Times?
But these are people who who've known me since I was a little kid. So I should have a little bit more respect for that
Yeah.
than I did. So that's why I'm apologizing. So,
Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
oh, really?
Yeah.
At 39?
There you go. Today's the first day
Wow.
of the rest of your life.
So if I can live another 60 years and it'll be get
Yeah,
you 100.
don't live with any regrets. That's my life lesson. Don't live with regrets. Or you're just gonna be in the
Well,
crapper for.
I mean, do you
permanently.
consider yourself a public figure at all, by any means at all?
For a town of 2,500 people.
No,
writing
but by
articles for a
the things
paper?
by the things that you do, but you're in the media technically. Do you consider
Yeah,
yourself
I mean-
kind of a public figure?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not in the sense of like any kind of fame or something, but my name is out there, I guess, to, writing articles in Roseau County,
Okay,
I mean, it's not like New York Times or something like that.
no, but you're local. But
There's a
you're-
local audience for it.
Yeah.
and I like
I mean,
that. And
I don't have a big following either, but I have a good enough following.
there
Maybe
you go.
there's a little fame involved because of people that
Well, I mean,
for a long time have known that some of the people I've interviewed and stuff, but
yeah. I
that
mean, if
doesn't
you're
give you
just,
a big head or anything like that.
if you're just chasing numbers, that's like corporate crap is what that is. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't want to work for a corporation again, ever,
No,
ever.
I worked at Walmart. And that was a whole
Yeah.
that was a shit show in its own self.
I mean, you got at this point in life, it's like you just want your freedom and make an impact,
Oh,
And if it's
yeah.
on 2 people, it's better than having 1,000 people that really don't give a crap or whatever I'm trying to say.
Well, when I first got into the podcast game,
But it's like in Tommy Boy, right?
oh yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or whatever that.
Stop playing with
Whatever
your
that's saying.
or stop playing with your dignity. Whatever.
Tommy Boy. Okay,
Tommy Boy,
let
yeah.
me just say, Tommy Boy. I'm gonna watch it. I'm bringing it up on Apple, and I'm watching.
Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna watch it tonight because I haven't seen that.
And then you gotta watch the sequel. You gotta watch this. It had a sequel. Black Sheep.
No, I did
Was
not
that-
know.
Was well, it wasn't
called-
really. It wasn't really.
Tommy Boy 2. I
No,
know that.
They had the same characters. They had David Spade and Chris Farley. So we always treated it like it was a Tommy Boy sequel, kind of like Black
Wait,
Sheep.
What's the name of it? Black Sheep?
Sheep. Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
funny. It's just as
I
funny
gotta-
as Tommy Boy.
Okay, I just learned something new. Awesome,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, because it came out a year or so after Tommy Boy came out. Because Tommy Boy came out what 95, roughly about.
Yeah, somewhere.
This
around
is
there.
about 96.
Yeah,
So it has a very almost young to old before senile Gary Busey.
I'm guessing that you have that on DVD.
I probably have it on Blu-ray actually. Tommy Boy and
Whoa.
Black Sheep, probably in a double pack or something.
You would never go down to a DVD. You go
Oh, no.
Blu-ray.
No, I
You go
do.
straight- You
I
do
do.
have DVD.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. If it's only available on DVD,
I've never had a Blu-ray. I never had it when it was.
then you're
I just
missing
never
out.
had it. I never
Why buy a
bought
4K?
Blu-ray.
Why buy a 4K TV then? Why buy a 1080 feed? You might as well just buy a whole CTR
I didn't have a
TV.
4K TV at the time, so I was like,
I
remember
think
when what was it, plasma screens or something when
Yeah,
we first
yeah.
really got? They were like 10 grand or something.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Regular,
I like the fact that now anybody can afford any size TV they want nowadays.
Yeah,
Because back in the day we grew up with a 26-inch Zenith
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was our TV, and then we had little TVs in the bedroom, but that's like what we got now. God, it's so much
remember-
better.
I'm 51, so I remember
Yeah.
the 70s as a little kid.
Sure.
And the rabbit ear antennas and the box TVs
Yeah.
and having to get up to change a channel because you didn't have a remote.
Yep.
And putting tinfoil on the rabbit ears, trying to get better reception. Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, that's the way life is, but now it's like it's so much better with everything we got. See, I don't do cable at all. I just have internet. Like I just do I stream by, I just stream. But when it comes to like watching something physical or whatever, sometimes I'll pop in a disc. I have a Panasonic 4K player, so
Yeah.
And then on the 4K on the 75-inch, it looks beautiful. Almost everything, even if it's a DVD quality, somehow the Panasonic player upgrades everything to make it look like it's almost near 4K quality.
Yeah.
Even a DVD.
Yeah.
making it look better, so.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
so pixelated, so,
Yep.
I don't know. That's just what I
Cool.
like.
I learned so much with you.
Well,
I have a movie to check out. I
yeah,
know I need to
it's perfect for
I need to
summertime too,
gear up
man.
on DVDs and Blu-rays.
You do.
I need to save.
You know what I'm probably gonna
Physical
do?
media.
I will take a picture of my entire collection and I will send it to you. And you can
Yes,
take a look at what I have.
yes,
That way you can
Yes.
get an idea of how much of a freak I am, when it comes to physical
Yes.
media.
it's admirable.
Yes, I'll do that after we get done doing our
Very
live
good.
here.
I
'Cause,
look forward to it.
Figure that. So is there
And I
any-
have to say, in closing, I have to say that thank you for teaching me the wallpaper screen here in
Oh,
space.
yeah. You're welcome.
I'm a fan now. I'm a fan of Zoom.
Well, I mean, I just hope that we can get the audio better so I can play some music or something, or or so people can hear it, or at least you can hear it.
And
the
how
audience can
easy
hear
it was. It was like
Yeah.
a click of a button.
Yeah,
I
they
like
just
it.
need to add some more features to make the audio easier for the
Yeah.
computer audio. That
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So if we want to take a break or something, we can post our logo up and then take like a 10-minute break, whatever.
There you go.
Intermission, come back.
You know
whatever.
what we need to do is we need to get like a third screen there to be
Yeah,
able to go to web content,
sure.
like talk about something, and then
Oh, yeah.
we were talking about the Titanic earlier. Put like the top article out or something.
Well, I have a thing on my
Or if
computer.
we're talking about kicking up country, you put up
Yeah.
the web page or whatever.
I do have what is it called? There's a thing out here that's called. Oh, actually, I been right hold on there. I have a thing that's called the XSplit broadcaster that maybe we can try next time with the Zoom. It might make everything look a little bit laggy, but I can put like videos on here. I can play audio. I can do a lot
cool.
of stuff. So maybe we can try that and see if that will work. But I don't know how it
Let's do a
goes as far
test
as like
run.
a live.
We'll
We
do
can
a
try
test run
next.
on it.
We try next week and do a test. So maybe
We will
later
wow
this week,
the audience.
or maybe
Wow the
later this
audience.
week if you have free
Yeah.
time or whatever, we can do a test or whatever.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Whatever works. But for today, anyway, this is I think the end of episode number 2, and I'm your host Frankie Slauson along with Ryan Honnell. And is there anything in closing that you want to say that's left
No.
over?
Hope everybody's doing well, and we're gonna plug along on this.
Yeah, and check out the
We're gonna have fun.
Patreon. We're gonna put stuff
Yeah.
on Patreon here.
Yep.
I gotta put more stuff on there, and then I'll start putting these episodes on here pretty soon. I just
Yep.
been kind of busy with other things lately, so
Yeah.
after last week, and
Uh,
but now
well,
we're
thanks
getting
everybody.
over
It's
that,
good to
so.
see everybody.
Yeah,
Good to see you
And-
again.
for anybody that's tuned in, just share us around. If you can't help dollar wise, money wise, share. Just keep
Yeah.
sharing. That's the best thing to do, because
Yeah,
then we
we'll build
know that
something.
people care.
Build
Absolutely,
something.
absolutely.
Man. Look forward to it.
All right, Ryan. Well, we'll
Right.
talk to you next week then.
All right, we'll see you, Sean.
All right, bye bye.